welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So today I'm going to be doing my April favorites, which is basically me just talking to you guys freely about everything that I have been loving throughout the whole month of April. That can be makeup, that can be books, that can be movies, that can be games, that can literally be seasonings. We're going to be talking about all of that today, so if you guys are interested in hearing about everything that I was loving throughout the month of April, then just keep watching. So my first favorite of the month is my Colourpop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. This is an absolutely amazing, affordable foundation. I have fallen absolutely in love with this product. What I really like about this foundation is that this is my day-to-day foundation that I currently use. I know I mentioned my Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation in my last video, and so to give you guys a quick little comparison, because I highly recommend the two of these and honestly recommend that you potentially even have both, because my Anastasia foundation is one that I wear typically when filming. I'm not wearing it today because I wanted to show you guys this one, so this is currently on my face today, but I wear this when filming most of my tutorials, if I have an event that I'm going to, and if I want a foundation that is more medium to full coverage, whereas this one I just wear on the daily. I wear this if I'm going to run errands, I wear this if I just want to feel a little bit prettier that day, and so this is absolutely amazing. It is very hydrating and I have just absolutely fallen in love with this. So if you guys are looking for a foundation that is just flawless, a true your skin but better foundation, I highly recommend this. My next favorite is actually a primer that the entire internet was blowing up about, and it is the e.l.f. Luminous Primer. I know a lot of people were just talking about the original putty primer, but whenever I saw the two of them, I decided to go with the luminous one, just because it's like if I wanted to put this on and I'm not wearing any makeup that day, I kind of want to just give myself a little bit of a glow without even having to wear much of anything, and this is absolutely fantastic, especially with the technique that 𝐒𝐸𝐿 taught us, where you apply your moisturizer, you apply your primer, and then you set that with a translucent powder and then go in with your foundation. Your makeup is going to look so flawless, you're not going to crease anywhere, and I'm the kind of person where, because I'm very expressive, I will crease a lot on my forehead, like in my smile lines right here, and so this technique has saved me 1000%. I cannot get over it, but this is also a primer that is perfect for that technique, and just as a primer in general, it really is pore filling, and it is just very, very nice, especially since it is e.l.f. It is very affordable as well. So my next favorite I have literally been absolutely obsessed with for the longest time, and I was actually surprised I hadn't mentioned it in the favorites video yet, because I've literally been using this, I'd say, like for the past 4 months or so. This is the Colourpop Lippy Pencil in Beeper. This is my favorite lip pencil of all time. The next closest one I would probably say is my Bite number 16 lip pencil, but unfortunately they don't make lip pencils anymore. I don't know why. That was literally my favorite for the longest time, so thankfully there's this one now, which I actually like better, but it's just so amazing. Once again, just Colourpop coming through with affordable, amazing makeup that I am honestly obsessed with, and probably the only brand so far that I've tried where I've literally liked everything from every area of their makeup line. Like, I love all their eyeshadows, I love their lip products, I love their blush, their face, complexion, like all of it, which is amazing. So my next favorite I unfortunately don't have here with me because it was a sheet mask, so we had to discard it once it was used, but it is the 𝐒𝐸 Hemp Dreams sheet mask. My boyfriend and I got these from Walmart, and I am kind of iffy whenever it comes to face masks, just because I don't want to get something that's going to end up breaking me out, even though I know some face masks are meant to do that. Some just I end up having a reaction to, and then you end up having like the reaction bumps all over your face, and so because of that I was kind of a little skeptical, but I really wanted to try and like get out there and try new face masks because my skin gets so dry, and so I definitely look for things to help like rehydrate my face, especially in the nighttime. And so we came across these sheet masks, and they are absolutely amazing. Not only are they extremely affordable, but also they smell great. They have eucalyptus in them, and they didn't break me out. They did not break me out. It was absolutely amazing. My face felt so moisturized because we put them on, wore them for 15 minutes, and then we took them off, and then the next morning my face just felt so smooth. I didn't have any of my normal like dry skin areas that I usually have whenever I wake up in the morning, despite always moisturizing the night before. It's just, you know, the night is dark and full of terrors and also dry skin. So if you can, I highly recommend you guys skedaddle to your nearest Walmart and pick yourself up a Hemp Dreams face mask because you will not regret it. So my next favorite is actually a little hodgepodge of favorites. It's kind of like a 3-in-1 sort of situation, and that is my Nintendo Switch Animal Crossing and my nice little Switch case. So first off, the Nintendo Switch, I actually bought this from my brother back at the end of March because he'd had it like for 2 years. He used it for like 3 months, and then he hadn't used it. It was just sitting in his closet, and he was going to sell it, and I was kind of like, hey bro, I'll buy it from you. So we did like a little trade-off situation, and I immediately bought Animal Crossing. I had never played Animal Crossing before. My life was just filled with Kingdom Hearts, and unfortunately there was no room in my heart for little communist raccoons at the time. That obviously leads into the second favorite, which is Animal Crossing New Horizons. I am absolutely obsessed with this game. It is so much fun. I've been playing it every single day for at least an hour just to kind of like, you know, go to the Nook stop, get my bells, have a grand old time, talk to my villagers, and it is just really, really nice and kind of a great way to de-stress with everything going on. And it's been really nice because it's a great way to kind of communicate and hang out with your friends too. I've been able to hang out with 2 of my friends who live cities away just because we can visit each other's islands, we'll be on the phone talking to each other, and it's just a really, really nice time. I wish I could quite explain how in love I am with the game. It is just so much fun. It's really fun because my whole family will just like be in the room, and my brothers will be playing like their video games, I'll be playing Animal Crossing, and we're all talking together and like hearing each other's video games going on. It's just really, really nice to kind of like have that family time with one another, especially right now. And so with that being said, going into the third part of this is obviously the Lilac Case. This case is by 𝐒𝐨𝐿, and I will have that linked down below, but something very important is I will also have linked 2 screwdriver cases down below that I highly recommend that you buy one or the other when switching out the case for this, because what you're doing is you're taking off the old Nintendo coverings and you're replacing it with this one. So the whole process looks very intimidating. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. You're literally taking apart your Joy-Cons, unscrewing things, unplugging plugs, all to get just a different colored shell. Now, of course, you can use skins, but this is something that I was willing to challenge myself with, and I am not a tech savvy person when it comes to things like this. I've never done anything like this before, and I was incredibly intimidated, especially when, before I could even put this on, I was trying to unscrew the side part of my Switch, and unfortunately, the reason I recommend you get new screwdrivers, don't even like maybe even use your own, I guess, but because the ones that they send you, they actually kind of recommend you don't use because you will strip your screws. I think it is highly unlikely that if you try to use their screws, you're going to be successful with this project, and they even admit that. So definitely get new screws, but the issue was, this is a different screw, so like, it looks much better, I promise, but the screw that was here was completely stripped. Completely stripped because I could not get it off to save my life. Completely stripped to the point to where it's like, imagine this is what a screw is. It was like that. It was in there. There was nothing. You would turn and you just keep turning. That's all it was. So because of that, how did I fix this, you may ask? What did you do? Well, of course, I tried the super glue method, I tried the rubber band method, and then I tried the just, you know, defeat method, where I was just like, hey, this isn't gonna happen. And it's not their fault, it's Nintendo for being a great company and not wanting people to like, you know, unscrew things and stuff like that. But unfortunately, that's what I was doing. So how did I fix this predicament that I was in? I got my father. And he also got to the point to where we were kind of like, okay, this might actually not work, and we're just gonna, you know, it's more of like a physical aspect of it that would look cool, but it's not like detrimental. Why ruin your Switch for something like that? And then all of a sudden he pulled out like this big boy drill and was able to like get the nub out and stuff like that, and I was able to continue. So I would say, without that whole process of trying to get the stripped screw out from just me messing it up using bad screwdrivers, that whole situation was about like 4 hours, just because I'm stubborn and I just kept making it worse. So I recommend right off the bat, just get a brand new fresh set of screwdrivers meant to do something like this. It's like $10, and it's honestly worth the investment if you're going to be doing something like this to do it the right way. So just add an extra $10 onto like the $30 shell that you're going to get, and it's honest, you're set. Now the process of switching the actual shell for the base and the 2 Joy-Cons was about 3 hours, so about like an hour each. Once I got the screws out and like all of that situation was over, it's just so fast. I went through it so easily. You just follow the tutorial, which I will also have linked down below for you guys, and they just make it so easy to follow along with. And once again, I'm not someone who does this by any means, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Actually, it was kind of therapeutic to just kind of sit down. If you have like a little magnifying glass that you want to have, I recommend something like that as well. But it was just very easy and very fun to do, and now I have a personalized Switch. Everything works, everything was plugged in correctly, thankfully, and so because of that, like, I have just a nice personalized switch, and it makes it really, really nice, and I just really love that I was able to do this, and honestly it was a great way to spend 3 hours of like the 500 years that we have in quarantine. So my next favorite is a favorite that I have never, you know, gone into this genre on my channel, but I am more than happy to now, and it is this pizza and pasta magic seasoning. Why am I talking about seasoning on my makeup branded YouTube channel? I don't know, but honestly guys, this is life-changing. I have been putting this in spaghetti aglio when I've been making homemade pizza, when I make focaccia, pasta sauces. This is just amazing. Looking at the seasoning, my mom had brought it home one day, and looking at it, I thought that this was cheesy and I thought that this was going to suck. Much to my happiness, I was wrong, and I am so happy that I was wrong, because this is literally the best seasoning ever. So many people say if you could only have one seasoning for the rest of your life, what would it be? People say salt. People say adobo. I say Chef Paul's Pizza and Pasta Magic. Honestly, this is so good. I'm literally obsessed with it. I wish I could describe the scent to you guys. To give you guys a little idea of what is in this, I'm just looking at the ingredients. We have Parmesan, garlic, onion, spices, crushed chilies, and tricalcium phosphate. But honestly guys, I actually really recommend this. This really just enhances your food, especially pizzas and pastas and Italian food, but especially if you just want to put this and like sprinkle this on something real fast, it really does help enhance it. And I was very surprised, but I'm very happy that I was surprised, because I'm absolutely in love with this now, and I never thought a spice would be a favorite on my channel, but I really would love if you guys tried this and let me know how you felt, because I really love this. So my last two favorites of the month are actually movies. One is an oldie and the other is a little bit newer. So the first one is actually The Truman Show starring Jim Carrey. Despite my family being obsessed with Jim Carrey, and that's what we watched growing up, like Liar Liar, Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, Evan Almighty, we actually had never seen this before. My little brother and I had actually watched this last summer and we fell in love with it, and then one day we were having a little carpet picnic during quarantine and we were trying to figure out what we wanted to watch with it, and Chase and I were like, oh, we should watch like The Truman Show. It's really funny. And my family was like, oh, what is that? And we were shocked, because once again, we've been watching Jim Carrey our entire lives. We thought like at least our parents would have seen it. So we all sat down and watched it together, and it literally just reminded me of how much I loved this movie. Despite the fact that this was like my third time watching it, it is so funny. I think it might be on Netflix. I know we were able to watch it somehow, whether we maybe rented it on Amazon Prime or something, but if you guys can, I definitely recommend you check it out. It is so funny. I hope most of you have seen it already, just because it is such a good movie, and I definitely think you guys need to watch it, and it is a great thing to watch during quarantine, just saying. And my last movie favorite is the movie Underwater. Now this is something that my boyfriend and I had actually gotten on a Redbox, and I had wanted to see it so bad in theaters, but unfortunately that just didn't happen. So we just kind of hunkered down, turned off all the lights, and watched it. And I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it gets to the plot right away, and this is actually something that I've never said about a movie. Sometimes I will watch or play a video game and part of me thinks maybe this would have been better as a movie plot. You know, a little bit more condensed, kind of following the storyline a little bit closer together and faster. This is the first movie I have seen ever where I truly thought that this would actually be better as a video game. And that's nothing against the movie Underwater itself being a movie, it's just so much about it would literally just be like straight up Resident Evil video game sort of style. It was so good, and I would really love to see it as a video game. Actually, I feel like it would be so successful, and if you've seen the movie, I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. Not just with the cinematography of certain scenes, but also the design of the monsters itself and how it kind of like showcases the monsters. It literally feels like something from a video game, kind of like a little cutscene that you would typically see in a horror game. So that's something that I think would be really cool, but I think that's also kind of what made me love the movie more, was the fact that it felt like something else that I'm really passionate about. And that is it for my April favorites. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below telling me if you have tried any of these items, if you have seen any of the movies I recommended, or if you want to try them or want to see the movies. Please let me know, because I love talking to you guys and catching up with you. So I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and if you have anything that you recommend to me, please let me know, because I would love to try new things, especially right now. So anyways, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!